Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another MoisTea gaming video where we have the allies in a bit of a pickle. As you can see from this section of the front, we are close to encircling them in two more locations from Troyes and Langres. Verdun is currently encircled and Calais is under our assault. Before we do go anywhere, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed recently and previously. The subscriber count continues to grow, currently at over 2,000 now. Couldn't have done it without you. It means a hell of a lot to me. Thank you for doing so. Also, a quick announcement. If you have a look, I have now managed to unlock the membership section of YouTube. If that is something that is of interest to you, be sure to have a look. Following on from that, I will actually be able to pump out more videos than ever. I'll tell you why in a future announcement. Back to the war. The enemy have had a good rejig. They've got a death stack at Nancy, which we're going to have to unplug, seen as they could potentially attack Bar the Duke from both sides here to potentially free Verdun. We cannot allow that to happen. These sticking out sections are at risk of being attacked, but it spreads the enemy forces thin, so it's not too much to worry about as yet. A bit of a stack at Arras, and they have also left Calais open for an attack, so that's what we're going to be doing this episode for sure. I'll have a rejig just to counter the enemy's movements to, for example, this 9 stack. I'm also going to place a supply depot in Neufchâteau, something like that, and Sejan. In fact, before I do have a good rejig, it might even be a good thing to attack Charmont. If I could take this now in 1 star, that would mean that these are encircled and can no longer attack. Another thing I've noticed, Verdun had 9 cores stashed in it. Now it has 7, and 2 have appeared back in Paris. This means that unfortunately, despite us being very well placed for the encirclement, these units don't actually get destroyed. They reappear back at the capital gradually. The only units that get destroyed are planes, tanks, and well, that's probably about it. Research-wise, the harassment plan is calling out to me, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm going to do it. That harassment mission, if you can get that in when the enemy are attacking, wow, is that something different. Probably the most overpowered machine gun you'll ever see. This also makes the bombers more useful. I can purchase them now, so I can start sticking them around where there are potentially going to be attacks. First thing first though, let's take Charmont. Even the game reckons this will be a major victory. We've never had a battle here. An area of northern France known for its historical sites, including the Church of Saint John Baptiste from the 13th century. The battle has started. I've done a fairly standard setup for me. The elite's ready to go at the front, supported by some standards a little bit in the second wave, just because supply is lower than normal. We've got 2 light artilleries and 3 heavies. No observation balloon, that would have taken up too much supply. And I've got these sections occupied with just some German conscript infantry, just to save on the supply, which I can use for the assault. I'm going to bombard these positions anyway. They will be occupied by the enemy. because the trenches aren't too extensive, it's easily predictable as to their whereabouts. The first bombardment is happening. We're going to do another lot over here. And then just before we send the men in, we will do another one on this forward trench. The enemy have now been bombarded. I'm going to send the troops over. Just notice the enemy are even sending probing attacks. That will be because they don't have a observation balloon of their own. They do tend to do this. Looking at this, they may even be attacking. I hope not. We're going to send some troops over as backup anyway. Regardless, our assault has begun. The artillery has begun firing. We can suppress the rear sections. Oh, they are attacking. Let's suppress those machine guns. These sections of the front are manned. They may even get this section of the trench. Slightly concerning. There's a lot of them there. We're also attacking here. They always attack when I don't want them to, or when I don't expect them to. Look at them all, they're all coming. I'm going to have to get some troops mixed up. I really am. I'm going to have to send troops back down. The orders have been sent. These men are being silly. That's alright, that's all good. This is looking a bit messy. I don't have artillery support. They're coming straight for me. I'm going to have to send these men back. They are going to take that trench. We've got these units stashed here. Hopefully that will be enough. We're going to have to send some units over here just in case they decide to have a gander here as well. That won't be very good. That's it, they've taken that section. Gits. We are going to use their assault to help our own. However, this means that the enemy probably won't have too many units in this trench. Bombardment has begun. Is there anybody even there? Doesn't actually look like it. No. Hopefully we don't blow our own men up. Did that a little too early. Yeah, we can get them in now. This is going to be interesting now. The enemy are actually attacking me from this direction. Our men are a little bit confused as to what's going on. This is only one that they've sent so far. The others are coming from this direction. Good job we sent men back to this area here. They're gonna get some damage done to the artillery here. We have to send some of these guys home. This will free up some men to send back to A. I can reinforce from this point. They need to get in there quick though. Over here we're looking okay. Thankfully. Enemy have done some very interesting things in this battle. They went on the counter attack. Doesn't happen too often. I'm actually going to send some of the conscript units back over here, debating if they're going to be even guarding this section. Nobody's shooting at me at the moment. I think we'll just occupy this section back again. Definitely they would have been shot at by now if they had troops here. We're going to get the men ready to attack the central command. Z has been taken back. Sending the men over the top straight to the command trench. We've got an artillery barrage going straight for them there. I'm hoping this area isn't occupied, but it is. Gonna have to suppress that. I'm hoping the men get organized. They seem to be struggling already. Gonna have to suppress that again, stop anything from shooting me. These units here aren't very healthy. I can send a troop over there actually. They have a machine gun. They've got a couple of machine guns. We're going to keep going. We can suppress more units here. We're going to get some of the guys in there to sort that out. These need to go home. Unfortunately, they are fairly done. These need bombarding. Pushing in this location now. Got some bombardment happening here. Taking care of those units very nicely. We can clear this section of trench. Get rid of that machine gun hopefully in a moment. These units are about to have their last word though. Get these two in there. We've taken this, but all of these are still actually shooting me. They've got more units here than what I anticipated. Keep them suppressed. Send a few more troops over here. We've captured that trench. We can send these men just over there and we can send them home. Still yet to confirm whether sending the men home and if they get shot after that point, if it counts towards casualties or not. Bombard these to bits though, that definitely needs to happen. Need some fresh troops in there. These are actually going to do the job of taking care of that. These troops are stuck. Not sure what the enemy's doing exactly, but they keep getting confused as to what's going on. These healthy units now are going to start shooting them as they run around. Or at least I hope so. They do a bit when they're outside of the trench. But it looks like they're going to come in now. Doesn't matter, we're going to get our way in there anyway. If anything, this means that we can just suppress them more and keep bombarding them. This is why we have artillery. You two can just go home at this point. We have lots more units here available to us now. We need to get in that trench. Come on, chaps. Most of these British troops are now absolutely knackered. That barrage was very successful. This must be their last remaining units. I'm going to call that a wrap. Oh, no, I was wrong. There's two more there. Let's finish them off. That's it. We've taken all points. There are no more units of the enemy on the field. We have a sweep. Not too sure how that went entirely, but looking at it, we did pretty good. Maybe I should have put elite infantry on that left-hand side as a defense. Suppose I got comfortable and the enemy thought to have a gander. Just as you get comfortable, they hit you hard. However, we still smashed them thoroughly. We got lots of goodies in this one. Another crushing blow. We have taken Charmont. Now, that means all of this is encircled, does it not? We shall see. However, at first, let's attack Calais once again. Oh no! I can't attack it! Heavy storms, heavy winds and torrential downpour have made combat impossible. This region cannot attack or be attacked. Well, I better do this reshuffle then, haven't I? I could even just attack this province here. It only has 2 stars. Then there's another 2 and a 3 there. Could be the quickest way to get to Paris. Could go for Troyes, but I don't have a comfortable advantage over the enemy there. Let's do that. Let's attack here. I'm hoping to cause the enemy significant casualties to reduce their cash. If I reduce it enough, I'm hoping they don't attack me from 5 different sides, which I'm quite exposed, really. Here predicts another great victory. We have the planes at our disposal as well. Did I get the harassment mission? Yes, I did. That means that they will still be able to get shot by my bombers while they're in their basic trenches. This region is an area of France best known for the manufacturing of knives. Know any brands with this name? We've got a bit of a squally map on this occasion. Lots of disconnected sections of the map. All of this is supposedly being hammered by artillery. With the map the way it is, it's a little awkward to get your artillery in a good position. For example, here, the heavy artillery, I can either go for coverage of A in the command or B in the command. It costs extra supplies. I'm going to have to limit the artillery, I think, a little bit. Going to have this one which covers A and the command, that one which covers the command and B. And this is a heavy, it's the only one I'm going to have, and that's going to cover B and the command. So this is what we've had to do. I've got the forward trenches to protect the artillery with this floating around over here. These are all elite units. I'm going to move these over to the attacking section soon. Just a couple down here in case something slips through. And then we've got this, which is going to be charging forward. I'm going to push right at the very edge of this section down here. I'm hoping most of these will be out of the firing arc if I do that. If you look at this, maybe that's a 45-degree angle. Take this one, it's probably going to be straight down, but the rest maybe not be able to shoot us from their position. I'm going to bombard this one. This will be the main one which can get us. Then I might do these 2 as well. The enemy are actually going for a probing attack or a move. They could be on the assault here. That will be good for us. To even show you the power of a harassment mission. Harassment mission, yeah, they are definitely on the attack. Either that or they've just called more reinforcements in. Hopefully we'll get this on the camera. No, they died beforehand. These bombers will seek out the enemy, which are floating around, however. Hopefully it does some more damage before it decides to fly home. Pushing the men up this side now. There are units there. They are actually coming out. Not too sure what they are doing now. Looks like they're going for an attack of some kind. This is now just turned into open ground warfare. Gonna get the harassment plane in. Come on, plane. Do your job. This is not working too well. There we go. That's it. They are now being wiped off the face of the earth by that floating machine gun. They absolutely decimate anything coming near. That's it, we're doing alright now. For some reason the Allies are not using the trenches. I think they were just on the move and we caught them off guard. By sending these units back home, we actually gain supply back. It's another unit destroyed by the harassment planes. Oh, not that one, we need to use this. We can't have many more forces left. We're coming in. Need to support our buddies. I think we're gonna lose this troop as well. Can't get them out once they are locked in close quarters combat. I'd be surprised if they functional. No, they both went. We are now taking B. Just gathering troops at B and also towards X. We've got a few running over. Moving through the forest. There's got to be somebody here. Can't see any gunfire. Is it empty? They did attack. They only had 20 calls in the beginning. There's 2 in the command trench like normal, but the rest of it does actually appear empty. That's nice for us. Our elite units will take care of the regulars that they have in that command trench. I'm going to move the men into this forest and take it from the flank. Because it has got some depth here, they will be able to shoot at us, but we've got 1 light artillery barrage that will at least protect half of the trenches here with suppression. Gonna get a harassment over just in case. Hopefully we'll see this in action. They are shooting me from this location. I can suppress all of this. That's the bomber shooting into the trenches. Makes light work of the enemy. There is another MG nest there. Just need these troops to get into the trench now. More orders are given. Hopefully the men behave. Still being hit. What are you doing, chaps? No, that's it, it's gone. Harassment plane doing its work nicely. That's another MG destroyed. Now we've just got the troops, which are wriggling around. That's all we have to deal with now. This is why I like the harassment planes. They can shoot the enemy from within the trench. Whether it's worth the cost is debatable. I'm not too sure how long it lasts. Maybe it's not as good in the trench. However, they do kick some ass, especially with units that are out in the open, and I believe that that is... No, it's still going. It does do something, that is for sure. This plane's been floating around for a little while. Doesn't suppress them. And now it's going home. Worth the investigation, I think. Just removing the last of the British presence in this region. Done. Yet another sweep. Let's see what this cost the enemy. Not too much. They lost twice as many troops though. Was it worth it? I'd say so. Certainly hurt the morale even more. We've actually maxed out ours. I don't think it will go any higher than that. Now the attacks are complete. I'll just do a troop rejig. We're going to keep forces here just in case, for whatever reason, they aren't encircled or they choose to attack. Rejig complete. I've enforced the areas around here. We are very vulnerable to multiple attacks. Whether the enemy have the resources for that, however, is another question. And I do believe all this will now be encircled. We'll find out in the next turn. They are rejigging. No attacks. We bled them dry of money and supply, which means we are safe. We also seem to be gaining 2 research points per turn now. And would you look at that? All of this is now encircled. That is a good, very good success. That means all of these units down here, I can actually move to support the front line this side. None of these will be able to attack anywhere. It also locks these units out of the fight for a considerable time. A couple of them will reappear in Paris every turn, but not too many. We now have 25 enemy cores encircled. Each core has 20 units in it, and each unit has 225 soldiers in each, which means we now have 112,500 men encircled from the enemy. I reckon that is a result. A little bit annoying how Calais has got its star back. We're going to have to start again. However, they've still not reinforced it strongly, so we're going to go for that. But that's going to have to wait for the next episode. Thank you for tuning in, as always. I appreciate all of your comments. I do try and keep up. And I will see you in the next episode. Let me know what you think about this encirclement. And potentially yet another one here. See you later.